Well, hey, everybody. It's great to be with you. I just want to take a chance to introduce to you Saul Gastelum. Saul is coming among us. We welcomed him officially on
Thank you.
Sunday in worship as our new associate pastor for the next few months. And he's going to be on an interim basis, working particularly with our youth. That will be his primary mode of operation there. But we wanted you to have a chance to meet him and get to know him. So, Saul, uh, your first degree was in IT. All
Yes.
right. So how does one go from a degree in IT to finding themselves as a United Methodist pastor or a pastor in general? How does that work?
Oof.
What was that like for you?
It's a big step of faith. I would say it's. I don't know. I grew up in church. Both my parents are pastors, so I church has been my life in many different ways. I grew up at church, serving in the different ministries, but at some point I needed to study something. I really like the IT world, so I did that for a while. But at some point, I doing this bi-vocational ministry, I felt like there was something missing,
Hmm.
and that I needed to serve like on a full time capacity,
Mhm.
and here I am. Like God has provided a way to do that for me.
Yeah. So went to Divinity School at Duke right here,
Uh
and
huh. Mm-hmm.
um, I I have heard you express that you felt called to serve in this area specifically. You felt like God was calling you to North
Yeah,
Carolina.
yeah, exactly. It's amazing how like God calls you. When I read the scriptures, God calling people by name, like I can say that that's very real because God is like, hey, I need you to be here. I need your gifts, like the things that you have learned like throughout all your life. I need those things to serve um this community in North Carolina in the United Methodist Church. So I'm really happy to respond to that call and to be here. I've been doing ministry for a couple of years now, maybe a little more. Well, with Divinity School, a little more, but I happy to answer to God's call in that way.
Yeah, well, and it's a benefit to us that you stayed around
Mm-hmm.
and now you can be here in
Yeah,
Fuquay.
yeah, yeah.
Interesting. You mentioned that both of your parents are pastors. Shelby, who's on our team,
Hmm.
both of her parents are pastors. Gabby, who's on our team, both of her parents are pastors. So we're starting a club. What was it like for you having two parents that were both pastors?
For me, it was a really good experience. I don't know. I feel like I learned everything I know about faith, about community from their example. Like even the fact that I'm in ministry, it's funny because I know like the story of my dad, for example, or both my parents actually. They felt God's call upon their lives, and they went to seminary where they were like 15, 16 years old, and
Oh,
then
wow.
they eventually met. They started planting churches, each one in her own church first, and then they got married, and they decided to keep doing
They
that.
married the churches together too.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that was a big influence in my life, like a big example. I know I find myself wanted to follow that path. So I don't know. I feel like it's God leading me the way that um that it's God literally calling me to follow that path.
That's awesome. And you've got some great partners. You always got somebody that you can phone a friend.
Yeah,
You always
yeah,
got somebody you can call.
exactly.
Well, cool. We'll do one more question, not church related, but just when you're not working in a church, what do you like to do for fun?
Oof, that's a good question. I do a lot of stuff, but the main two things are music and food. And I think both of those things I really like because you can do it on your own, but you also do it in community. And
Yeah.
I like doing that in community, like for the most part, because it's more fun, like just to get together with your friends, like to cook something really good, and same with music, you know.
Yeah. You get a little jam session in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
kitchen or
exactly.
with the guitar. There it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Well, there you have it. We were coming up with a list of Thai restaurants to go and visit together yesterday. So
Yeah, yeah.
and Hope likes to cook as well. So maybe the three of us we could get like those fun hats,
Yeah.
the chefs wear.
And maybe we can come up with some kind of like blog or like like a video session
Pastors
for the
can
church.
cook.
Yeah,
There we go.
exactly.
I like it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
More on that to come. We've got other fish to fry.
yeah, exactly.
But anyway, Saul, we're really glad you're here. I personally am super, super excited that you're. I've been looking forward to this opportunity for a while.
Yes,
so,
yes. I've been.
I'm glad you're among us. So
I'm
thank you.
here, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Well, thank you for answering the call of God. He's a Fuquay-ian now.
Oh yes,
He's
yes.
living
I'm
here
right
in Fuquay.
here. Yes.
So if you want to hang out, you know who to call.
Let me know. I'll be around. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys. See you later.